2, and we're live. Hi, Innocencia. It's so great to have
Hi.
you here today. I was having a hard time pronouncing your surname, but I asked you to pronounce it, and I think I'll try. So, Innocencia Ndembera. Did I get that right? I was having a hard time pronouncing your surname, but I asked you to pronounce it,
Wait,
and
I
I think
think
I'll
there
try.
is something wrong with
There's a feedback.
your audio. It's can't hear you properly.
Oh, okay. I wonder why that is. I'm gonna give me a second.
Your audio, can't hear you properly.
Are you sure it's from my end? I'm hearing like a feedback. Yeah, it's bouncing. I'm hearing it from your
Mine is
end.
right.
Are you sure your YouTube you're not connected to YouTube on your other device?
How's that?
I'm not hearing it anymore, so I think it's off now. All right,
Okay.
cool. Yeah. So as I was saying, I think 2 persons have joined so far. So I'll just get on with it. So thank you so much, Innocencia Ndembera. Innocencia Ndembera is I think I'll leave you to do your introduction. Well, I know she's from Malawi and she's a mobile app developer. And it's so good to have you here. So please, Innocencia, can you give us a quick introduction?
Thank you very much, Deborah. My name is Innocencia Ndembera. I'm a mobile app developer in Flutter. I am also an advocate for women in tech. And as an advocate, I'm an ambassador for Women Techmakers, Women Tech Network, Shikod Africa, 1 million girls in STEM, and I also lead a community here in Malawi, Women in Tech Malawi, which is basically a free platform for women to just learn, grow, and celebrate each other as we're growing into this tech space. So in summary, that is who I am.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So it's really nice. I'm actually excited about the fact that we got to meet via the Women Techmakers Ambassadors program. I mean, like if it weren't for the Women Techmakers Ambassadors program, we wouldn't have would have probably never met each other yet. So it's actually a privilege. Okay, so I think I'll just get into it to save time. So for anyone just joining or for everyone that would watch this video later, this is about this is a Q&A episode. It's actually a Q&A series, but this is like the first of it. And basically what we do is what I do is collaborate with fellow women tech makers ambassadors and talk about their field, provide answers to questions that you may have in your field, or for persons just getting started in the field, or for persons working in the field. And actually target audience is actually women, because this like we're like women techmakers ambassadors, but obviously this video is available to everyone out there online. We're not going to lie that it's not available to everyone. So well, our target audience is actually women though. Yeah. So yeah, so basically we're here to answer your mobile app development related questions in this Q&A episode. So yeah, I think I'll just get right with it. So here I have like a couple of questions that I would love to ask you in a sense here as a mobile app developer. I would really love to hear from your experience in your journey. I think the first question I'll be asking is can you share your journey and how you got started in mobile app development?
In mobile app development, I was already in tech within the time that I was starting as a mobile app developer. So just like any other newbie, I was still a newbie. Just like any other newbie, I was developing in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but it wasn't giving me this satisfaction, you know. When I was yes, I was enjoying the development and all that, but it wasn't just making me feel like accomplished, something like that. And then it was something because of I didn't like JavaScript. I don't know why. Mostly because a lot of people keep complaining about it. And you know how when you just go out there and then you see people crying about JavaScript, although it has like a lot of people, a lot of community out there
Yeah.
that they will support you when you have your problems, but
Mm.
people still talk. There's a lot of negative comments about it. So I was there.
Yeah.
I really did not like it. I wanted something that was going to make me feel good about developing or something like that. So now I was on my way to try other languages. So I was just exploring. Then I learned that languages actually influence the type of applications that you are actually developing. Say mobile applications, games, desktop applications, or web apps. And then I was like, interesting. Then I realized that I really had like a lot of things to consider in this software engineering journey because it's something that I'm going to do in a very long time, maybe for as long as I live. So now I had to find something that was going to make me happy. I had to be enjoying it. And then I started realizing that what's the main goal? Like why do I want to develop these things? And then I realized that mainly was to um, develop things that are going to be beneficial to my community. Now, if we're going to talk about my community, like here in Malawi, not a lot of people are going to can afford laptops or say something like that. And then I found that I could be developing mobile applications instead of web applications because I feel like web applications are just good for laptops or something like that. Whereas when you're trying to access these web applications on a phone, it becomes a bit problematic and it's just, I don't know. So now these are some of the things that really made me dive into mobile applications because I wanted to be building solutions for my community. And also, I found out that Flutter is really good. I really tried it once. I didn't understand when they said it's just about widgets, building on widgets. And then I wanted to understand that. And then when I tried it, it was one of the best things that I would ever experience, you know? And then that was just it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be developing mobile applications and I'm going to be developing these in Flutter. So that was just it.
Well, that's an interesting story, actually. Yeah. I mean, if I shared mine, it would have been boring. So it was really
It
good
seems.
to share a story. Okay, so the next question I have for you is, what inspired you to pursue a career in tech and become a mobile app developer? I sort of think you kind of answered that, but well, I think you can answer that if you didn't answer it already.
Yeah, I did. So what inspired me?
Yeah.
It's really funny. Whenever I tell this story, I start laughing because it's just something that doesn't really look real. It's fictitious in a way. I saw a movie character,
Yeah.
Felicity Smoke, and I really loved what she was doing. I don't really know what I enjoyed about it because I didn't really understand what she was doing, but I just know that she was behind computers. She was the boss. She was owning the whole town, you know? Like everyone was just coming to her for solutions, for these people to be catching the villains and all that. They had to be coming to her. So basically, she was running the show, and I was like, you know what? I want to be like her. I want to be this girl. So I was really inspired by that. And funny enough, I started calling myself after some time, of course, I started calling myself Felicity. And yeah, so then I think that's when I realized that I wanted to be in tech and I wanted to be in cyber security. Unfortunately, I did not find resources to take me to cyber safe field. The one that I got that was close to me that I managed to get to was in development. So after being in here, I was like, you know what? this is where I belong. And maybe someday I'm going to go to service egg, but I'm happy being here. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you're happy that you're here. you're, and I know a lot of press. I know some presses rather that are just they see their careers like a chore. They don't see it like a hobby, or they don't really enjoy what they do. So I think it's really nice that you enjoy what you do.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So
if I didn't
yeah.
have to if I didn't have to be paying bills and all that, I really would have been just be developing these things honestly. But I
That's
cannot
nice.
live by hobby alone.
Yeah. Right. I think I saw a trend on Twitter like some months back or so. Yeah, some months back, and some persons were like, okay, I think someone asked the question, why did you get into tech or something like that, and most persons were like, before the money, it's for the money obviously, and people were like, it's for the hobby, and some persons were like, oh, if you don't have passion for tech, well, if you don't have passion for tech, regardless of the fact that you got into the field for money, you won't last long. I know there are a lot of debates and arguments around surrounding this tweet, so it kind of reminded me of the two. But anyways, let's move forward. Okay, so the third question I have for you is, could you describe some of the most exciting or challenging projects you've worked on as a mobile app developer?
Interesting. I have one exciting project that has shaped
Okay.
my career as a mobile app developer. That was my first project ever. After I got into the mobile app after I was introduced to it,
Yeah.
I think a few months later, okay, let me start off. When I first got in it, in mobile app development, I was in this program by Paweni. So it was called Take Up Africa. And after I completed the program, I was still, developing these things and then one day I just say, oh no, let me just develop, say, a chat page, and then do the whole thingy. And next day, maybe I just say, oh, let me develop a profile page, something like that. And then I started this project, a friendship app. My boss was really nice. She was very good. But I
Oh,
told her that this is my first project. I've never had my hands on any project that you would actually live for. And then she was like, you know what? I believe in you. These were the exact words that you could tell. She still does, by the way.
oh,
Um,
nice.
and then I was really surprised. This was my first time meeting this person, and she just said, "I
Yeah.
believe in you. You're going to do it. You're going to do the whole thing." Because she was telling me to be the front end developer, like for the whole application. Whereas in my mind, when I was going to her, I thought that I was going to be, in a team, and then would be sharing these roles. And then she was saying, "You're going to develop the whole app, the entire thing, like everything else from beginning to finish." And I was like, I don't understand. And then she's like, I believe in you. You're passionate.
Oh,
You have the drive and everything else. So just go for it. And I was like, hmm, okay. And then I took on the role. So I started working as a front end developer. At first, I was really nervous about it. I was really scared that I was going to just, develop something very chaotic. So basically,
yeah.
the app was to allow you to find friendships, good friendships within your vicinity, like in your local area, stuff like that. And I was like, I was really motivated with the use case as well because I'm an introvert. And it's really
Mm,
difficult for me to find friends, especially those friends that you're going to say, And then this application,
yeah.
I thought it was also going to help me in a way because I want friends too. So
Yeah.
yeah, and um, hello.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, oh.
Can you hear me? But I can still hear you. So, um, I don't know if it's my network or yours, but I can still hear you. Okay, I think you're stagnant right now. Hi, Innocencia. Are you still there? I'm hoping it's not my network. I'm hoping it's not from my end. But while we wait for Innocencia to get back on the call, if you have any questions regarding mobile app development, you could drop them in the comment section, and I'll present them to her. Hopefully, when she gets back to the call. Hopefully, it's not my network.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. I
I'm
almost
so
had a
sorry
panic
about
attack.
that. My net, I don't know what happened to my network, but then it just
No, it's fine. It happens.
stopped. I really
Yeah,
don't
it
know what
happens.
happened. Like it literally just stopped working.
No, it's fine. It was just for like a minute or so. Okay, so where are we? I think we were talking about yeah, let me get my questions up. So you were talking about, I think you were
I was
describing
talking
your
about
most exciting and challenging project. Are you talking about the friendship app you worked on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking about that application and say that was my first application to work on. And it really made me grow as a developer. It was challenging. I learned a lot of things like asking for help and how to search for things on the internet, how to build in general. Because before this project, what I was building were just parts of a project. But with this, now I had to integrate everything else and have a proper application, you know? And yeah, this was an exciting project for me, and it was one of the best things. And I would say I gave my thumbs up to my boss, really. She made it happen because every time that I was about to give up, she would come to me and just tell me to drink water and then maybe come back tomorrow, start over. And yeah, and then she would just go like, I believe in you, girl. You can do it. Whatever you're going through, just let it go. And yeah.
Yeah, yeah, really nice. That's really nice. It's so amazing that you had someone that believed in you while you were starting out. It's very important to have someone like that. I mean, a support system It makes you, even when you doubt yourself, even when you have imposter syndrome, you feel you can do this, and you put yourself, you end up doing the thing that you never thought you could do. Yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah, I think there's something else you said, but I was trying to like get I was going to talk about it, but when I remember, I will talk about it. But yeah, I think the major thing I got from what you said was your
Maybe it's because I talk too much.
no. It has nothing to do with you talking too much. It's fine. But I think the major thing I got from your story about your the most exciting project you worked on is the support system that you had that made you, that gave you the, let's say, the what's the word right now, I gave you the audacity to do something like that. I mean, when you said you asked to build an entire app, and you were like, oh my god, an entire app, how would I do that? You get, for having someone in a support system is very important in your career. Okay, so someone is asking in the comment section. He's asking, please, what technology do you use for mobile development?
The technology that I use.
Yeah.
So I use Flutter and Dart for as the language and framework. This because
Okay.
it's cross-platform. I really want to write one single code base and then just deploy it in all the platforms. Just have it for Android, iOS, and hell, it may be even the web application for it. So that's what I use, and I use Android Studio for an emulator, and for the actual development, I use VS Code because it's light and fast,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
cross-platform, because if I have to develop in Android Studio, it means that code is not going to be used for iOS. So yeah,
Yeah.
these are the tools that I
Yeah.
use on a daily.
Okay. So I hope that answers your question, Elijah. She uses Flutter and Dart. Yeah. Okay, so I think the next question I have for you is actually what Elijah asked. It was what programming languages and tools. I wanted to ask you what programming languages and tools you use most frequently and why. I think you just answered that. Am I right? You just answered that, right? So
Yeah,
I can move
I
on to the
have.
next question, right? Okay, yeah, cool. So, how do you stay? I think Elijah was probably the spirit for him to know what he literally asked the question when I was about to ask the question, which is fine. So, the next question I have for you is how do you stay updated with the latest trends and technologies in mobile app development?
Um, I follow blogs, really, and communities. I really don't negotiate when it comes to communities. I always say that these two really help me. So right now, the communities that I highly recommend are sorry, but they're awful women. Looks like it, but Women Techmakers, Support Africa, and Women Tech Network. These ones really have great news when it comes to trending topics, and also a lot of other communities that are on Twitter. I really make use of the communities feature that is there. Sometimes I
Yeah,
just go on Twitter not to talk to anyone, not to tweet anything, just to check out what people are saying. You know how Twitter people
yeah.
have um fights.
I just Google it. It's
Just
really funny.
those kind of engagements, and then I just go there and then see, hey,
Yeah.
what are people fighting about today? And then you will find that some of the
You
things
mean
that
in
they
tech
talk
Twitter?
about,
Yeah.
they're actually educative. So those are the things that I use in the blogs. But every morning Medium actually suggests an article for me. So this is also
Yeah.
one of the things that keeps me updated, because I see some of the newly established articles that are talking about the things that are current. Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, so I think that answers the question. But that was kind of, anyway, I wouldn't say it's biased because it's actually, we're like women tech makers, and this whole session is actually
Yeah,
for women, yeah.
mm,
But
yeah.
it's available
That's
to
what I was
anyone
saying in
online.
the.
Yeah, so I'm
But
sure there are
then
other
on the.
communities. If you're okay, I think Elijah should be a guy. So if you're a guy on the call or you watch this video later, there are other tech communities that you can join. We don't only have women related communities, but I'm not going to talk more on that because we're not like our target audience is actually not men, unfortunately. We're sorry about that, but okay. So I think I'll move to the
But
next
then,
question.
again,
Yeah,
these communities just, if you just go on their pages, it's not like they're going to kick you off like, no, yeah, man, you shouldn't be looking at our page or something like that. No, you can always go on their pages, check out their posts and whatever. It's not like these posts are going to be it's
hostile
just going to be
against
about
men.
women, or because
Yeah.
suppose they have posted something about VS Code. It's not like only women are using VS Code. You're going to find that some of the things are actually
Do
men.
you?
So
Yeah,
no,
exactly. Yeah, it just reminded me of one video that was trending on Twitter some time back. Just trending on tech Twitter rather. So there's I think there was this women event, like it was strictly for women in tech, and then they had a lot of guys attend, and the men were they were what is how did they say that stuff? They were representing as binary. Is it binary? Yeah. Or they represent, yeah, they came as women, but they were men. Basically, they were like they represent as women or something. I don't know if I'm using the correct English. So yeah, so it just reminded me. So all this the communities are actually, yeah, they're women focused, like WTM Women Techmakers program is actually women focused, but the products, the applications are not women focused, obviously. So yeah, I think that's what she was trying to say. My next question for you. Can you share any tips for aspiring mobile app developers looking to get started in the field?
hmm, I say start small. Um, like I said when I was mentioning about my exciting project, I said before that what I was developing were single pages of an app, yeah. So I would have
Yeah.
like, for example, how you have Facebook, yeah. You have your login, sign up, you have your feeds page, you have your chats and whatever. So I have to start small. You don't really have to just start and then you say, no, I'm building the whole mobile application right now. You have to start with a single page that you're going to learn something and make sure that you understand what you're doing there. Not you get into it and then you find maybe a YouTube channel that has like the whole code. You go to their GitHub and then you copy the code. And now you start celebrating that you created the page without even understanding whatever was happening there. But you have to
Yeah.
start small so that you learn everything, single code by code. And then in the end, you understand that you know, for example, how I did it with Flutter. I learned a lot of widgets in that time because I would understand that, oh, what is happening here? Actually having rows or columns in a container, and then at the end of the day, I learned how to build a lot of things, and then it was very easy for me to interpret them. But if I just took a very big bite that I wasn't going to chew, then it was going to choke me off, honestly. But and also another thing, don't be shy or don't neglect asking for help. Join the communities and then you ask for whatever help that you need. One thing that I have learned about these tech communities is that there are a lot of people who are willing to help you. Honestly, people left, right, center, they are always there to help you. Even if you ask for something that you think is as obvious as humanly possible, they are still going to help you with a very welcoming heart, I would say. But even if you ask them and then they start laughing at you, what do you have to lose, honestly? Because it's not like in the end you're going to lose all the other knowledge that you had, or you're going to forget your name. It's just you just move on and then go to another person and then ask them, One thing that I have
Yeah.
honestly also noticed among new developers or new people in tech who are just new in communities, they're always shy. They really, I don't know, maybe I don't know what they're afraid of, honestly, but you would find that they don't know a lot of things, but they can't ask them. Or, for example, I would say
Mm.
maybe there's someone who
Yeah.
is watching this, they have questions, but they will not ask because whatever reasons they have. But it's not like I will not respond to them. It's not like you're not going to give me the questions, but I really don't know what happens. So my advice is once you're in the community, be brave enough and be confident in yourself. Ask the
Yeah.
questions, meet the right people. Because one other thing that you have to know is that when people are creating these communities, when you're joining the communities, we are going to know that
Yeah.
there are three main reasons: to network, to share, and to learn. So if you're not networking at the time, it means you have to learn or share. So if you're not sharing,
Yeah.
then most definitely you want to learn. So how do you learn? You ask the questions. Um, you present what you have, you present your question, and then people have to help you. So
Yeah.
that way you're going to learn a lot, and you're going to have not a smooth journey. I would please don't come from me and say I said you're going to have a smooth journey if you ask questions. That is not going to be bearable, honestly, because people are going to
Yeah.
you're just going to feel this whole thing. And also, asking questions doesn't mean people should do the things for you. I can ask you something, and then I will understand step by step, and then off I go. I will do the
Yeah.
same thing. Even if you do it for me, you do it with
Mhm.
me. I will know when I go home that we did A B C D E, so it means tomorrow I'm going to do it again. But if I ask you and then I
Yeah.
just say, "Oh, Deborah, I want to build a login page. How do I do that?" And then you show me, you do the whole login page, and then off I go. Now you have done the page, and then I start another page. Does that mean I learned something? No. So now asking
Yeah.
questions doesn't mean someone should do it for you. It means you just have to be there when they're explaining and you can understand. And don't be shy, man. If by the end of the response you still don't answer, ask as many times as you can, man. And because like I said, what are you going to lose in the end?
Yeah.
Ah,
Exactly.
yes, I am. Those are basically
That
that's
makes a lot of
something that I
sense.
would advise.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the answer. There's some questions for you in the comment section. Someone is asking, do you do
I
backend
did this to
development or
myself. What?
sorry, what? I didn't get that. You said
No, no, go on, ask.
okay, so someone is asking in the comment section, do you do back-end development or aspire to do it someday?
One day I will. I will, but not now. Right now, I'm just developing the front end. Oh, I just want to be seeing whatever I'm doing, man. I want to be developing the button, and then I see it. Oh, it has changed to green from
Yeah.
black. Ooh, that's so exciting right now. But for the back end, I'm working towards that, but I'm not confident enough to say I do that right now. But I'm
Yeah.
learning, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers your question. Then someone is asking, what projects did you build to showcase your skills?
Mm, are you asking like ones that I deployed or just any other?
Uh,
Um, I mentioned something about friendship app. Of course, it's not deployed yet due to we're still working on it. Of course, it's almost done, but we're still working on it. But
yeah.
other than that, There are other projects that I just I signed non-constituent. What do you call that? NDA. NDA.
Sorry, I didn't
So
get that. Yeah.
I say the rest of the projects are I signed NDAs for them.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
just
Okay.
develop them and leave them out to them, whatever they do with them. I can't really say.
Okay. Arthur is asking, it's hard to jump in. Most people seem too advanced to answer beginner questions. I think you dropped this when you were talking about the how people get shy or something to ask questions, and he was like, it's hard to actually jump in. That most people seem too advanced to answer beginner questions.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you something about tech. Everyone is struggling in the industry. Everyone is at some point they start feeling like they also don't know what they're doing. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. There's this one common meme that's on the internet all over. They say, one day as a developer, you are searching for how to send a div. And 10 years after being a developer, you're still searching for how to send a div. It's literally like that. So now, if you're going to be intimidated by
Yeah.
people, say these ones are too
Mm,
advanced to be answering or responding to your questions as a newbie, you're just
yeah.
going to be killing yourself because even the
Mm,
people that you be asking how to send a diff, you'll be actually surprised that they're
yeah.
also searching for the same thing, honestly. But my advice still stands. Don't worry about it. Otherwise, as for me, if I'm having a very hard time with a certain concept or a problem, I would actually be
Yeah.
happy if I find a very simple question for me. And then someone comes to me, they ask me, how do I send a different, I'm struggling with my app. I'm going to come to
Yeah.
you with full force because I have to feel somehow that, yeah, I'm good. I have to remind myself. So you actually
Mm,
find that I'm not the only one who has this mentality or who is this willing to help you. And yeah, in the end, it's just going to be a win-win for everyone. For you, for me, for someone else who is in the community. So yeah, always just
yeah.
jump in and ask your questions.
Hmm. Nice. I feel motivated. Not like I'm shy. Not like I'm shy about asking questions, but I feel motivated. Okay, so we have another question from Elijah. He said, "Have you ever worked on open source projects? And if yes, do you know any active open source communities?"
Come again?
He said he asked, "Have you ever worked on open source projects? And if yes, do you know any active open source communities?"
Right now, I don't know any active open source projects, but I have worked on one. It was a community project at Andela. That was last year, around November, October. That's when I contributed last. But there are quite a number of them on GitHub. So
Okay.
you should search,
Mm,
or I would help you. I don't know if you're what the kind of projects that you're looking for, but
yeah.
I'd advise you to go there and search for the kinds that you want, because, like I said, you don't want to be doing something that
Mm,
doesn't motivate you. That's going to be just draining you, really. You want to have a
yeah.
project that you'll be enjoying. So I wouldn't really
Yeah.
advise you to leave it to me that I should find the projects for you. But you should go out there and um find them. I don't know if this
Okay.
helps.
Okay, nice. I hope that answers your question, Elijah. So I'll just move on. I have three more questions for you before I let you go.
Okay.
Okay. So, what are the what are the common misconceptions about mobile app development that you'd like to debunk?
Um One, you have to be a math genius to to be a mobile developer, which is a lie. I don't even remember the last time that I used mathematics, except from maybe if I want the application to be calculating money. But no, aside that, it's just plus, minus, divide, multiply. You don't really have to have these rocket science mathematics. The
Yeah.
other thing is you don't really need to know web development for you to be a mobile developer. In as much as most of the concepts overlap, but still there are still different concepts that you. I mean,
Yeah.
mobile application also has this on flow. You know, you are still going to start from the beginning. So you don't really have to go in circles to say you have to start with web development and then you come back and then you go this way. You can just start from there and yeah, just believe in yourself. And the last thing from my head, it's for big businesses. It's not.
Yeah.
Mobile application is not for large businesses only. Any kind of business can actually acquire a service as a mobile developer and ask you to small scale problem that you want to solve, and then the solution you can develop a mobile application for it. So it doesn't really have to. You don't have to find this big problem that is going to be, So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I have one more question for you from the comment section. Are you still on the call? Yeah. Okay. Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay. So someone is asking, what's your best time of writing code? Day or night? Coffee or Red Bull?
Ah, nice
Night. Okay.
coffee. I had coffee.
Night and
I
coffee. I
actually
think.
start usually I start coding around 10 p.m. and finish around 4 a.m. That is the best time for me. That is the time that I actually enjoy thing coding. You find me tweeting about it, crying about it, and everything about it in the middle of the night. You
Yeah.
actually start wondering, what is this person doing at 2 a.m.? Crying. And then 3 minutes later, she's now celebrating. What is wrong with this girl? So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm more of the morning person. Like when I feel like I'm more refreshed when I'm woken up. So I tend to like be more productive in the mornings.
Super,
Once it's 8 p.m.,
superwoman.
I'm off to bed, or like I've retired for the day. Like I can't deal with that night stuff at all. And then
When I grow up, I
coffee
want to
makes
be
me
like you.
very unsettled. So we're like opposite. Like we're really different people.
When I grow up,
Well,
I want to be like you. In the
me?
morning, I barely do work like that, unless it's about documenting or something like that. But the actual coding in the morning, during the day, please, bugs love light. Okay? Bugs love light.
I'm more of the early hours in the morning though, like from 4 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to like mid afternoon. Once it gets to like 4 p.m., I'm already zoning out. So whatever I'm doing after that time, trust me, I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, so since we don't have any more questions in the comment section, I think I'll just round up with my question. How do you balance your advocacy work for women in tech with your career as a developer?
Um, I just take this two as a single thing. If I start building boundaries for them or demarcations for them to say right now I'm advocating for the women right now. I have to develop. I think it's just going to overwhelm me. But advocacy give gives me some sort of confidence, and um, it's really nice for me to just know that I'm supporting someone out there. Whereas
Yeah.
now development is more of a hobby, I would say. So I just do them like that, interchangeably, I would say. Not necessarily like coming in to say right now, oh, I'm working, I have to start developing or something like that. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does actually. It does. So I have one last question for you, and then we'll call it a day. What advice would you give to women who are interested in pursuing a career in technology, especially in male-dominated fields? Okay. What are the male-dominated fields to begin with?
Uh, Firstly, be confident in yourself. No one is going to
Mm,
believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Go out there, show
yeah.
yourself, and show the world that you can. And one other
Mm,
thing that I have noticed is people aren't really looking for already made people, I would say, but they're looking
yeah.
for those that believe that they will or they can, and they are actually working towards that. And so now, for you
Exactly.
to believe in yourself, I mean, for you to achieve this, you have to be confident in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can. Believe that
Yeah.
you are going to do it, and then start working towards that. Because if you don't believe that you
Yeah.
can, then how are you going to
Mm,
do it? Because if you don't think
exactly.
that you're going to walk to some place, then obviously you're just going to
Mm,
sit down and say, hey, no, that place is too
very
far
true.
for me. It's too hot
Yeah.
outside, you know? But
Yeah.
then if
Yeah.
you are determined enough and believe in yourself that, no, I'm going to work to wake
Yeah.
up, I'm going to walk to that side. Yes, it's hot,
Mm,
but I'm going to carry my water. Then no one is going to
yeah.
stop you. Even if I come to you and then say, no, you cannot go there.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
your legs. You're going to start off and then you go, you know? And
Yeah.
people are actually going to be supporting you and say, oh, no, yes, you can go. The other
Mm,
thing is find a mentor. It's really important for you to have someone that you can actually go to, you
yeah.
can rely on, and you can trust that it's going to be there to support you, to answer your questions, or to motivate you. Because one thing that is going to be happening to you for sure is lose the belief that I told you about. But you need someone that is also going to be reminding you that this is where we started from and this is
Yeah.
where we're going. This is just a
Mm,
hump. And now move on, get up and let's go, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's very easy for you if you don't have anyone that you are looking up to, or you're if you don't have a model, really, you can easily give up and say, no,
Yeah.
maybe no one has ever done this, or maybe I cannot do this. But if you have a mentor, they are going to be helping you to say, oh no,
Mm,
maybe you're having difficulties here because of ABCDE, or maybe
yeah.
let's try it this way. Or if you have a model, you would actually think,
Mm-hmm.
if ABCD did it, then I'm definitely also going to do
Yeah.
it. It means
Mm-hmm.
it's just maybe hard, but it's not undoable. So yeah, I'll say also find a mentor, and finally join communities. That is where you're going to be finding most of the help, because in as much as you
Mm,
want to have a mentor or a role model,
yeah.
you need other people to give you other
Mm,
perspectives. It's much better when you have different approaches to these problems. And
Yeah.
yeah, basically, just these ones are really the important things that anyone who is trying to break into tech should know, or at least should try to have. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to add to that. I think some persons have it find it really difficult finding mentors because some persons have this they have this standing out or they have this expectation from people that they tag mentors. They want them to leave what they're doing and pay them attention or like literally guide them through their entire career. And most of the time, you barely meet persons like that because people are busy with their lives. I mean, people are working, people are busy with their
Hmm.
lives. So if you can't get a mentor, you could get an accountability partner. It could be someone you're working with, someone you're learning, it could be someone you're learning with, or let's say you're both of you are in the same field or even different fields, but if you're able to motivate each other and be like, okay, what did you do today? What were you able to build? And also putting yourself out there, like if you have like if you're on Twitter, LinkedIn, you could let's say you work on this minor or mini project rather, you put it out there on LinkedIn, you put it out there on Twitter, and you talk about the project, and then you get comments like, oh, this is nice, oh, this can be done better. I mean, those kind of comments could help boost your confidence level, and also enable you to meet more persons in that field, or and probably even get more assistance as well. So and also build your network at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you're benefiting by doing all those. I'm just saying, in case you can't get a mentor, you could always get an accountability partner. Yeah. So I think we've come to the end. I'm so glad that we were able to keep to the time. I was hoping that we'd finish before 7, and I'm happy. I'm actually pretty exhausted, and I want to go to bed. Not really go to bed per se, like just see a movie because I have been working all day. It was really nice doing this with you. And for those that would watch this video sometime later, you could reach out to Innocencia via her LinkedIn, Twitter. I think there's TikTok. I think there's Instagram. But you could check the comments, the description. Yeah, the description of this video, and you see her links there. You can always reach out to her if you have any questions that you're not opportunity to ask during the call. You could always reach out to her. Like she said, be bold. Ask her the questions. So you guys shoot your shot. I mean, shoot your shot, like shoot your questions. That's what I mean. So yeah, so it was really nice doing this with you in a sense here. I think we can call it a day now. Do you have any last
Thank you for
words
having
for
me.
us? Do you have any last words for us?
Uh, no, the last thing that I'm going to say is just encourage everyone who wants to start to just go right ahead and not overthink it. There's nothing you're going to
Yeah.
be in the industry. Keep pushing. I believe
Mm-hmm.
in you, and you should also believe in yourselves. So yeah, let's
Yeah.
go and let's help each other. And yeah, it's just it.
Yay. Okay, so thank you so much, Innocentia. Thank you for spending your time. I know it's not easy time is money, so thank you so much, Innocencia. Um, I'm looking forward to doing this with you some other time. Have a lovely night. Yeah, night, right? So have a lovely night or evening.
Starting my night shift now. Bye.
Bye. Bye.